So you can probably tell from the opening to this podcast where I'm talking about trying to catch 8-foot snowman from completely blowing off the back of my balcony that I'm very big at the Christmas. Like, considering we are 2 weeks away from the big day, I thought I was going to dedicate this podcast to talking about Christmas gifts in relation to fitness, because this is a fitness podcast. And I did a blog on this back on Black Friday talking about different products that I've used. Most of them, if not all of them, having nothing to do with what I sell myself, but just different things that I found were good or that I have used, like Fitbits, these headphones I'm using, for example, in the gym, and talking about how I wouldn't recommend getting runners for people who do running, because we all have different arches of stuff in our feet. There's one set of there's not one style of runners that really suit everyone. Some styles suit other people better. So you can't just say, hey, Asics are a great running brand, definitely get them, when it mightn't actually suit their running gait or the way they run necessarily, and it might end up causing more injuries. So I was like, maybe not get runners, but maybe this type of Fitbit or Garmin, etc. would be good. And I was doing a little bit of research on this, different Christmas gifts idea, and I came across this all this controversy surrounding this Peloton ad. Peloton they create their own type of spin bikes, and through them they have like a big screen on a screen on the spin bike, and you can sign up to different classes from your own home. You bring the spin bike, you have the spin bike at home, you sign up different classes, you're get taught by a instructor, keep pushing yourself and all the rest. So it's just a bit of accountability and stuff. They have different subscriptions, stuff like that. Before I go any further, I have absolutely zero to do with Peloton. But am I even pronouncing that name right? Peloton? I actually haven't heard the name said out loud. But anyway, with the ad, they had a Christmas ad, and long story short, a husband gets his wife a Peloton bike, and she's nervous about getting on the bike, and after a year of using it, she says her life has completely changed. It was a life-changing experience getting this bike, and everything's so much better because of the spin bike and taking up this health and fitness activity, and the backlash being that, according to people on Twitter, that the husband is getting his wife a spin bike to get into shape, because obviously she's in great shape. She's definitely very. I don't want to judge the person, but you definitely wouldn't call her fat. And then after a year, she looks the exact same, which people are giving out about as well. I saw one tweet on it was like, oh, she went from 116 down to 112 pounds. She was too skinny as it was, blah, blah, blah. And basically they were looking at it like the only reason the husband got the wife this Peloton bike was so that she'd lose weight. And I'm like, they're all missing the point completely on this. It's like a lot of people assume that with getting a fitness equipment with just weight loss, that everything has to be with weight loss or fat loss. And it's like, well, why does it have to be weight loss or fat loss? Why are you assuming that? Now, obviously, it's a hypothetical situation with the husband and the wife. They're not exactly husband and wife as far as I know, but maybe the wife wants something to improve her fitness rather than that, and why it has to come back to, he's clearly saying that she needs to lose a few pounds. He's clearly thinking that she's fat. And I was like, this is insane that people are complaining so much and saying this kind of thing. First off, I personally believe that weight and fat loss is only one small part of why people may or may not be training. For a lot of people, they don't need to train. And secondly, who's to judge how skinny or how fat someone is? I truly believe is on the individual. For example, I could say, throwing out numbers is insane as well. Like saying someone is 12 stone, and I'm like, are they skinny? Are they fat? Are they obese? Are they overweight? Are they not? And you need a lot more information than saying someone's 12 stone. For example, if you said, if I was 12 stone, being the height and stuff that I am, I might be a little underweight for what I want to do. I might be bang on target. It depends if I want to do more running and stuff, I might want to get down to 12 stone. At the moment, I'm probably around 13, but I definitely don't consider myself overweight. If someone is 7 foot tall and 12 stone, then they're probably incredibly skinny. And if someone's 3 foot tall and 12 stone, they may be overweight. And, we have different metrics that we associate with overweight and obese, and some of them are really bad, like the BMI, for example. A BMI measures a person's weight in kilograms and divides it by their height squared in centimeters, which sounds like it'd be a little bit more accurate than what I was talking about a second ago. But for example, if you did that calculation, the health range, they say the normal range would be between 18.5 and 24.9. So someone who was 24.5 would be just about healthy, just barely in that normal range, bordering on overweight, which would be anything above 24.9. Yeah, if you look it up online, Usain Bolt is 24.5. Let me tell you, that man ain't overweight or even close to overweight. And then it gets a lot worse when you talk about most rugby players, a hell of a lot of them anyway, are around 30, which would be in the obese category. Bodybuilders like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he would be around 30 or so. He'd be obese. So basically, BMI is also a bad way of judging how someone may be termed as overweight or obese. And I was looking up online for different examples, like an extreme example of this, just to show how ridiculous I think a BMI is. And I saw one of them. There's different celebrities they say are overweight. It was truehealth.com, and they said one person who's 5'7" and they reckon he weighs around 166 pounds would register 26 on a BMI chart, which is overweight, and that person's Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, overweight? Really? If anything, that man needs to put on a little bit more muscle, especially if he wants to continue playing Jack Reacher. But anyway, the BMI, it doesn't take account muscle mass, bone density, overall body composition, none of that at all. So you can't judge someone being overweight on BMI. You definitely can't judge it on the scales, and it's all down to the individual on whether they think they're overweight or not. And I'm getting a little bit away from the Peloton thing. I'm just going to jump right back on it. I'm not saying in any which way that girl, you can't say, no matter what metric you use, that girl is overweight. But to be judged on whether you should train by how skinny your appearance and stuff is, it is completely insane. When we're getting to that stage now where you're seeing, I know Twitter is 2% of what people think, and people could be a little bit PC on it, on what they say when it comes to fitness and body image and stuff like that. And it seems to be the complete extreme to the other extreme, where you have Fitspos and stuff like that on Instagram, who Photoshop their bodies and stuff, and then saying, I love myself for who I am rather than the shape I'm in, and all this other BS. If you did that, you wouldn't be Photoshopped. You're giving off the complete opposite example here. Dan, I agree completely with love yourself for whatever shape and stuff you're in. But if you want to improve for you, then maybe going down the fitness path. But it shouldn't just be about weight loss. It definitely shouldn't be just about weight loss. I know. For example, my own experience, when I'm training and when I'm consistent training, so much, it's not just for weight loss. That's a very small percentage of it. I feel better physically and mentally when I train. I do it for health reasons, genuine health reasons. I do it because mentally I feel better. So when I'm working, for example, come up with ideas for podcasts, newsletters, my training plans, my marketing, my sales, and all the rest, a lot of the ideas that come to my head come when I'm out for a jog, or come when I'm in the gym, when I'm training, when those endorphins get released, when I'm just relaxed in my element and not just sitting in front of a laptop 8 hours a day trying to come up with good ideas. It's when I'm training, when I feel I have more energy, and I only get more energy through training. And then it allows me also just to be a small bit lax on my diet, having I always talk about 80-20, we're at 20%. I eat what I like, especially when it comes to Sundays, watching me football. I have what I have. I have a few beers and I enjoy it, but I know I get back at it Monday. I don't consider Monday a torture session. So, and that's getting back to what this ad was about, was people were saying, the husband, wanted to put the wife through a torture session. And even the very first, like the woman documents her journey, and she was like, "Oh, I'm a little nervous for my first session." And hey, everybody's nervous about their first session. That doesn't mean they're afraid, or they're in for a big torture session just to push them to a limit to lose weight. It's like, no, everyone's first session back in the gym, whether you've been doing it for years or not, you're like, oh, here we go. You take that little deep breath and then you go into it, because you're going to be a little bit sore afterwards, a little bit more sore than normal. But then you get back into routine, get back to the swing of things, and you get all the different health benefits you get from exercising. And then I was looking at Peloton's website, and then I saw an article. This came out back in August. I read about it, and their CEO of Peloton, John Foley, was talking about what he wrote to the members, a letter, and basically here's a couple of sentences from it. It's like, "It is no secret that exercise makes us feel good." And then he continued, "It's simple science. Exercising creates endorphins, and endorphins makes us happy. On the most basic level, Peloton sells happiness." Yeah, you could say that's a bit wishy-washy, but at the same time, you could tell what their intent is. Obviously, it's to make money through their membership and stuff like that, but they're not selling a weight loss program. They're not selling just fat loss. They're selling getting better, building a community, because they have through their membership thing. And once again, I have nothing to do with Peloton. I'm not trying to sell them. I'm not even a huge fan of spin classes. I'll get that in a second. But they're selling a community of people looking to better themselves through health and fitness. And fat loss is such a small part of that. So, and we're 2 weeks away from 2 weeks away from Christmas, 3 weeks away from New Year's, and people are probably going to look at buying bikes like Peloton, and looking to get back to fitness. And personally, I prefer a strength training base for my fitness, in the gym, building up on your balance, your core, your bit of cardio, and a lot of strength training as well, just improving the joints. And I feel that that's great for pretty much everyone. Could do some form of strength-based training to better themselves, and to get all the benefits, the physical and mental benefits of being in the gym. But it doesn't have to be that. It could be anything. And if it is spin class, or it is one of these programs, then great, go for something like that. As long as you're doing it for the right reasons for yourself. And if that's to lose a few pounds after Christmas, great, do it for that. And then if you think you're just because you're basically considered skinny by some, doesn't mean you shouldn't be doing cardio or HIIT training or anything like that, because there's so many more benefits than just fat loss. And I just think that a lot of people have this misconception that being in the gym has to be all about, a torture session to lose weight. Find something you want to do. Whether that's spin class, whether that's being in the gym, whether that's taking up MMA classes because you think that could be fun, or yoga or Pilates, whatever it is. It's like, just find a couple of hours in the week to do something, and it'll help you out in so many other things, rather than just trying to look better. So in terms of BMI and scales, stuff like that, they're numbers that I really don't think that people should put too much, no pun intended, weight into, because all that stuff will come. All that stuff will eventually come, as long as you're enjoying what you're doing and you build up something that is sustainable, that you enjoy doing. And yeah, that's pretty much my little rant this week of Peloton, on a lot of stuff that I'm seeing lately that's starting to, and it shouldn't really annoy me, but it's just starting to annoy me a little bit. Whereas, like, I'm starting to repeat myself now. I know that people are talking about, just accept who you are and that's it. It's like, well, why can't you better yourself if you want to better yourself? It's like, oh, they're this size, that's it, I'm accepting it. I don't train, I don't work out, and you have that. And the last point I want to make on size is that someone's size doesn't necessarily, and get back to that BMI point that I just almost missed out there. Someone's size doesn't determine their fitness levels. Someone who could be incredibly skinny may not be able to do a single squat, may not be able to run 50 meters, may have zero health benefits, yet they look real skinny, just might have a real fast metabolism, they just might have their diet they might have very few calories each day. And then someone who would have a high BMI could be considered obese or overweight. Take a rugby player, for example. Well, they could probably run all day, and they definitely lift the hell out of me in a gym setting, and they could have a very high level of fitness. So even people judging the ad, judging someone's size and saying, oh, they're clearly fit enough, or they clearly don't need to work out. That's my point right there, that they don't need to work out. It's like, how do you know? How do you know that they don't need to work out when they have all these other health benefits of working out? They might be, you know, down their luck a little bit. They might not be feeling great. They might have low energy all the time, and you know, they just mightn't be in the best of moods all the time. And we know that exercise can increase your mood, increase your energy. So something like that may be great for them. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that the husband and wife had a conversation. The wife was like, well, I'm stuck in a rut and I need to do things. And the husband's like, I've got an idea for you. It's a fitness thing. And obviously they had a very nice house. They've got a lot of money. So they're able to do something like that with ease. And she had that life-changing experience. Obviously that last part is part of the ad, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's not true. Now that wasn't a hard video to get through now, was it? I hope you guys got some value out of the video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the Coach Seán channel, which is somewhere here. And hit that button, subscribe to the Coach Seán channel, leave a thumbs up. There should be a couple of other videos around here for you guys to check out. And that's all from me, Coach Seán. Take care.